What is going on, guys? Your boy Joey SHAKESQUAD coming to you guys with a video right now. So I want to apologize for the last video I did put up. I had to redo this video again because, I don't know, the audio just got messed up. Must have been a bad video file, corrupted video file, which it looked like. So doing this again. And I want to make sure I get you guys the news. And if you're watching this, I appreciate it. I apologize for the network issue. I want to go over Fletcher Cox, defensive tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Ian Rapoport has been putting out some news this morning, on a potential trade for Fletcher Cox. The Eagles could be moving on. So this is what he had to say. He said, with all the big names being dealt, who could be next? Last year, Eagles Pro Bowl defensive tackle Fletcher Cox was nearly dealt at the trade deadline, and teams around the league have continued to call on him, considering the defensive line movement around the league. It's something to watch. It is. There's a couple things that, we have issues with. And Fletcher Cox the past couple of years, look, and there's a lot of people in the comment section to my videos, when I talk bad about Fletcher Cox, people get, angry, upset. And I understand why. But at the same time, I see what I see, and the past couple of years have been a downward spiral for Fletcher. And I know Jonathan Gannon's the defensive coordinator. I understand he doesn't know how to use players. I understand. The most passive defense I've ever seen in my life. And this was a below average defense last year with this defensive line. Okay, Fletcher Cox wasn't the threat on this defensive line. After week 4 or 5 of the season, teams started leaning on double teaming Javon Hargrave because he is more of the bigger threat. And not to mention, you had Derek Barnett that wasn't doing anything to help the edge, and obviously Brandon Graham ended up getting hurt with an Achilles, so that didn't help on Fletcher's side whatsoever. So the Eagles are going to have to make some decisions. I think the Eagles are waiting on the right deal. Now, what doesn't make sense about this as of right now, as we've talked about it in the past, is Fletcher Cox's contract. And because he had 2 restructures, he had one at the end of 2020, and he had another one during the 2021 season last year, which freed up $11 million. But since that happened now, I'm even trying to look for a loophole or something you can get around this, okay? We ate up $33 million when we got rid of Carson Wentz on a big contract. This is going to be a lot more. $40 million in dead cap if you release him before June 1st, saving $25 million, okay? The deficit is still big at the end of the day, so I don't know how the Eagles are going to get out of this. And if you trade him pre-June, it's the same exact number. So because of that $11 million restructure, you kind of messed up trading Fletcher Cox. That's why I pretty much said to myself, they're not going to be able to move him. They might as well keep him this year, add more pieces to this defensive line, and find a way to get rid of him after this year or the next couple years, depending on how he plays. Because at the end of the day, Fletcher Cox is the highest paid defensive tackle on this team. I mean, for this defense, he's the highest paid player. Okay, so they need something to work out here. Now, Milton Williams, I think he was a nice flash in the pan, 3rd-round pick, Louisiana Tech, nice flash in the pan beginning of the season. And then when he got more snaps at the end of the year, especially that last game against the Cowboys that kept all their starters in the offensive line, I thought he played fantastic. I mean, I saw when he was consistently in, for a few plays, he was getting really good pressure. So I'm actually really excited for Milton Williams, the other guy from USC that we drafted last year. I forgot his name because I can't pronounce it. That I don't know if he's going to do much. There's not much behind at defensive tackle. So if a Fletcher Cox trade does happen, what are you asking for? If I got to pay $40 million in debt, if we have to eat up $40 million, just say that right now. If we have to eat up $40 million, I'm asking for more. Because there are teams that trade players that have high dead cap numbers, and if that's the case, you have to get a better deal. I mean, at this point, I don't know if a second-round pick's enough eating $40 million. I mean, I would like a first, but hey, if there was some way they can give us a second, maybe 2 more, maybe 3 picks, or I don't know, something at this point. Maybe a second, a 4th, and maybe a 7th for next year. I mean, I don't even care what it is at this point because, the Eagles have to eat all this money, and we can't take a low-cost draft-compensated deal if that's the case. You know what I mean? So it just makes no sense to me. I mean, at this rate, they should just keep Fletcher Cox as much as, I don't want him gone that badly. I'm not saying he's been the worst defensive tackle I've ever seen in my life, but, he's the highest paid player on this defense. And it's just not showing any productivity. Even if Brandon Graham is out, I saw so many games where he was single blocked, okay, and he was getting pushed around, and I didn't see the old Fletcher Cox that I used to see. When he was literally just a destroyer of offensive lines, and he was pushing people around. Even though I think Fletch is a better run stuffer that he is a pass rusher, but he could definitely do both on a high level. So, you get Fletcher Cox's contract off the books. Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing. You know what I mean? He's clogging up a lot right now. And, $25 million to $40 million, the deficit's, pretty big. You know what I mean? So I don't know if the Eagles, are trying to, I don't know if there's a loophole in this where that team could pay off most of his guaranteed money, because, we knew that in the trade deadline last year, before week 9 of the trade deadline in 2021, Eagles had Fletcher Cox on the trade block to see what they can get for him. And I heard the Steelers were very interested. It was like a second, third round pick, something like that. So to me, this move is just something that's, it would be, if they were, look, if you get rid of Fletcher Cox, you have to replace him. There's no way you're just going to get rid of him and you're just going to have Milton Williams and Javon Hargrave and, you're going to have to do something. So what I'm kind of thinking right now is, do the Eagles actually have a lot of faith in drafting Jordan Davis from Georgia? Okay, if that's the case, then I don't know. Or maybe they want to wait until the second round to get, Devontae Wyatt or something like that. If that's the case, I don't know. Whether he's a late first to a second round pick, I don't know. But if Jordan Davis if that's what they want, if that's the move, I don't know if Jordan Davis is going to be available at 15, because they'd have to move up in this draft if that's the Fletcher Cox replacement. Because at this point, if you trade him, what are they going to do? Is Jordan Davis the guy, or do they have a lot of trust in Milton Williams? I highly doubt they're fully invested in Milton Williams to start next year. Doubt it. Okay? I like him in a rotation. Let's see what he does in his second year. He has another offseason. So let's see what he could do, because I think he's a really good added piece that I didn't really think was going to do anything this year, because Milton Williams was an analytical pick. I mean, he was pretty much an analytical pick, but he had that really quick, short area speed, explosiveness that I really did like. Jonathan Gannon was a big fan of him. We saw his reaction in the draft room. So at this point, I need to see how the Eagles can get out of the $40 million in dead cap, because if we have to eat all that money, I'm asking for a first-round pick immediately. And Howie Roseman, there's already been rumors out about this, saying that Howie Roseman is taking phone calls, not getting the right deal. He's looking for the right deal, because you're not going to take a second, third-round pick for Fletcher Cox and more if you got to eat that $40 million. That $40 million is no joke. Like, you can't take less compensation. You have to, like, if you want Fletcher Cox that badly, and we have to eat $40 million in dead cap, you gotta give us more. And I think that's what the Eagles are trying to do right now. So, other than that, guys, pretty much it. Like, I mean, I know it's not much, but it's just something we could definitely think about, and, it is what it is at the end of the day. So, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel. We cover the Eagles every single day, free agency, the draft, during the season. We're covering, and, free agency is right around the corner. I'm really excited. I'm pumped about it. There's just rumors flying everywhere. We're days away from free agency. I told you guys it would come quick. So, Fletcher Cox is definitely something that we have to watch out for, because him not being a defensive line, even though he struggled this year, it's a loss. It's him not being on the field is definitely going to be a loss. When he gets injured, I don't care if he gets injured or whatnot. When he gets injured on the field, it's a loss. You know what I mean? Regardless, you need him on the field. So if the Eagles are thinking about trading him, which obviously they want to, they had to replace him with somebody. I don't know if they're going into free agency for paying another defensive tackle. I mean, Javon Hargrave's contract is going to be up soon as well, so you got to figure some stuff out. You can't go in free agency and defensive line all the time. We need to this year at edge rusher because we have no choice, but we have 3 first-round picks at the end of the day. You have flexibility. You have cap space. You could sign, 2 big splurges, signing wise, if that's the case. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, and I will see you guys later. SHAKESQUAD, Flawless Life. Peace out, guys. Peace.